in comes now Joseph Rathinam, Director for the International Coordination and Networking for Neighborocracy, which is a very special form of, let's say, democratizing democracy, I would say. Very interesting, and that's a whole chapter of itself. But today you're here to talk about artificial intelligence, and in a time of rapid and profound changes, what is the kind of intelligence that we really need? Joseph, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Martin, for your beautiful brief introduction about myself and leading me to the talk. And I am also nowadays trying to develop a concept called UCAN. UCAN is Universal Compassion Ambassadors Network. And I am also a student of ultimate science. Ultimate science is a science of deathless life. Perhaps if there is time, in some other time, we can deal very elaborately about it. And I've been traveling in many countries in Europe, and we have Armin here, and he's been my host for 2 times. And I visited Switzerland, and he has introduced me to a number of people in his country and in Winterthur to talk about neighborocracy and other experiences of mine. Now, what I'm going to talk now here is not something new, but everyone knows about it already. The whole world is now fascinated with artificial intelligence and its applications and the impact it will create in the future world and so on. But we have to go beyond that. Though it is applied in many walks of life like industry, language, communication, space, medicines, teaching, sports, dance, music, cooking, serving, and so on and so forth. And it has touched every part of life of human beings today. It is true. But I have certain concern. There are so many people today, more than enough people, an education system and scientific communities to talk about artificial intelligence. And we are talking from the morning onwards, I believe, how education system can be, integrated such a way that artificial intelligence can be developed and innovated more and more and more. But my humble opinion on this is, artificial intelligence, however highly innovated and highly developed, it can only be applied in machines. When artificial intelligence is developed above the higher level of human intelligence, then there is definitely a possibility of dangers to humans. Possibility of machines overtaking and overpowering and machines enslaving humans. And we cannot say it will not happen. Already there are talks in the scientific communities among them that if this is going to be highly innovated and improvised and that and this, definitely that, though it is man-made, can, at some point of time, at some way or other, can overpower and even enslave humans. And we cannot just, go away about this thought. But of course, I am not trying to create a type of fear among the participants about it. And everyone is well educated, well know about what is happening. And I am not also against artificial intelligence and its development, because it makes life easier, definitely. But I am more concerned and worried about something else, which is more and more important. I feel that the whole human race has to focus on artificial intelligence instead of artificial intelligence. Let artificial intelligence and its innovation go on one side. Let it happen. Let it happen as it is. But I think we have to give more focus on artificial intelligence. This means the language of the heart. It is vastly different from the language of the mind. And most of the time, it is just the opposite of the language of the mind. Artificial intelligence is the knowledge and skill to listen and to apply the same in one's day-to-day life. And it's dealing with feelings and emotions like love, compassion, care for others, being mindful and socially responsible, sharing, and sense of justice, forgiveness, peace building, honesty, and treating everyone equal, and so on. And these are some of the most important outcomes of the artificial intelligence. The whole world needs this urgently and very badly. It is high time now to promote artificial intelligence among people, especially the children, through every means, and very especially through their education system. The present education system all over the world produces good engineers, learned doctors, scientists, teachers, lawyers, judges, politicians of all types, and all types of skilled professionals. But I have a big question, whether they produce human beings. The reason is because this present education system focuses only on intelligence quotient based on the performances of the brain, rather than the intelligence based on the language of the heart, feelings, and emotions. Are we going to develop thick skin and remain indifferent to the hatred and violence, revenge, killing, war, and destruction? And are we going to cultivate our children, the new generations, into holistically developed human beings, or something else? And today's every leader in the world was a child a few years back. Suppose, I don't want to be too critical about it. But if they were taught to learn and apply artificial intelligence when they were children, I don't think there won't be so much destruction today. What is happening? Hunger on one side, climate problems on one side, war, killing the other side, and spending most of the money, most of the resource, economical resource towards the destruction. This morning, I was reading a science note that the scientists have successfully experimented to apply artificial science to understand the language of the animals. Wonderful. It is really great. How nice it will be to understand the language of the animals. And tomorrow we can really, communicate with our pets with this development, definitely. But what is the use of this if we cannot understand the language of grief and pain of the fellow human beings? And that is what is artificial intelligence. Listen to the heart of the other person. Listen to the heart of oneself. And in this context, what is our response? What are we going to do with our education system in the future? Are we going to give some little importance to this artificial intelligence in the education system? Or are we going to remain as mute spectators at the cost of the whole humanity? The time is now. Right now. Right here. And that's why I've been, talking whenever I have a chance to talk to a group of people about the language of the compassion language of love, language of other quotients, which is very much needed today. Intelligence quotient is not the only quotient which decides the fate of a child. There are other quotients which we'll have to give focus to. For example, attitudinal quotient. How a child develops its attitude. Acceptance quotients. Accountability quotient. Behavioral quotient. Breaking free from the barriers which the society has built around us. Compassion quotient. Civic quotient. Discipline. Emotional quotient. Emotional and environmental quotient, which is very much connected with emotional development of the child today. Forgiveness quotient. Like that, there are so many quotients, which is the result of the artificial intelligence, which has to be taught, which has to be developed into a very focused educational system and applied in the education system so that the children are taught on this. Do we have some time to think about it or plan for it? And it's a high time we do it. Otherwise, we are going to face a very, very difficult, unmanageable, and very dry world in the future. I hope I have taken more time than given to me. And if there is more questions, Martin, you can lead the discussions. Definitely, I am here to share my experiences with you. Thank you.